Has been read and found to be correct.
Thank you, Senator, for your work on the journal. Is there objection to dispensing with the reading of the journal? Reading of the journal is dispensed with. Is there objection to the confirmation of the journal? The chair is none. And the journal is confirmed. All senators having bills and resolutions introduced, please bring them to the Secretary's desk at this time. First reading and reference of Senate bills and resolutions.
Senate Bill 344 by Senators Albers of the 56th and others.
Veterans and Homeland Security.
Senate Bill 345 by Senators Albers of the 56th and others. A bill to be entitled
Veterans and Homeland Security.
Senate Bill 346 by Senators Balfour of the 9th and others. A bill to be entitled an act to amend Code Section 26460 of the OCGA relating to grounds
Health
for
and Human
suspensions.
Services.
Senate Bill 347 by Senators Thompson of the 5th and
Transportation.
others. Senate Bill 348 by Senators Jones of the 10th and others. A bill to be entitled an act to amend Code Section.
Special Judiciary.
Senate Bill 349 by Senators Stoner of the 6th and others. Senate Bill 350 by Senators Balfour of the 9th and others. A bill to be entitled Senate Resolution 738 by Senators Miller of the 40th and others.
Education.
Senate Resolution 739 by Senators Jones of the 10th and others. A resolution through the order, Mr. President.
First reading and reference of House bills and resolutions.
House Bill 351 by Representative Maxwell of the 17th. A bill to be entitled an act to amend Article 4 of Chapter 11. House Bill 690 by Representative Smith of the 70th.
Slow go.
House Bill 694 of Representative Smith of the 70th and others. A bill to be entitled an act. House Bill 701 by Representatives Nix of the 69th and others. A bill to be entitled through the order, Mr. President. Oh, I'm sorry. House Bill 702 by Representatives Nix of the 69th and others. A bill to be entitled House Bill 740 by Representatives Cook of the 18th and others.
State and local governmental operations.
Through the order, Mr. President.
Clerk will read the bills of standing committees.
Mr. President, the Senate Agriculture and Consumer Affairs Committee has under consideration the following legislation, has instructed me to report the same back to the Senate with the following recommendation. Senate Bill 300, do pass by substitute. Senate Bill 305, do pass. Respectfully submitted to Senator Bullock of the 11th District Chairman. Mr. President, the Senate Natural Resources and the Environment Committee has under consideration the following legislation, has instructed me to report the same back to the Senate with the following recommendation. Senate Bill 301, do pass by substitute. Respectfully submitted to Senator Tolleson of the 20th District Chairman. Through the order, Mr. President.
Secretary will read bills for the second time. No second readers. It is time now for a morning roll call. It's time for the morning roll call. Are there any motions to excuse? Chair recognizes Senator from the 56th.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask unanimous consent to excuse the senator from the 1st.
The first, without objection, senator excused. Chair recognizes the senator from the 18th.
I ask unanimous consent that we excuse the senator from the 16th for business outside the Capitol.
16th, without objection, senator will be excused. Senator from the 54th is recognized. 34th, excuse me.
President, I ask for unanimous consent to excuse the senator from the 36th.
36, without objection, Senator from 36 will be excused. Senator from the 54th is recognized.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent to excuse the senators from the 9th and the 8th for business outside the chamber.
9th and 8th, without objection, the two senators will be excused. Any other motions to excuse? Senator from the 34th is recognized once again.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also ask for unanimous consent to excuse the senator from the 39th. He's en route.
39th, without objection, senator will be excused. Any other motions? Secretary will call the roll. Senators, please signify your presence by voting the yea switch. The Secretary will unlock the machine. Senator Liggett, you want the same conferees? Yeah, that'd be great. It's now time for our morning devotion. Would ask that senators please take your seats and doorkeepers secure the chamber as we prepare for our morning devotion. It is now with great distinction that I call upon the senator from the 2nd to lead us in our pledge and introduce our chaplain of the day. Senator.
May we stand for our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now our Georgia flag. I pledge allegiance to the Georgia flag and the principles for which it stands, wisdom, justice, moderation. Good morning. To my esteemed colleagues, I'm here to introduce the pastor of the day. But I want you to know that today is Savannah Day. Today is Savannah Day, Georgia's first city. The home of the state champions, Savannah Christian. But today I was asked to introduce the pastor of the day, and I'm not going to tell you that he is a native of Toledo, Ohio, because that's not important. Nor am I going to tell you that he graduated from Fisk University. That's not important. Neither will I tell you he has a PhD in philosophy and religion. That's not important. But what is important, that this man walks with God. That this man is spirit-filled. I want to tell you that he is a pastor of an old church with a new spirit. I'm here to tell you that he is a pastor of a church that's moving in a positive way, in a righteous way. I'm here to tell you that St. John has a true leader. St. John Baptist Church in Savannah, Georgia, the mighty fortress, got a man that knows Jesus. I'm not going to introduce a man, but I'm going to introduce to you the soul of Savannah, Pastor Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President, to our Lieutenant Governor, and we are grateful to our own Senator Lester Jackson, and let's give God great praise for him. As we prepare our hearts and our minds to receive spiritual guidance on this day, let us, as a people, attune our hearts to the Holy Writ, as it is written in Joshua chapter 5, verses 13 through 15. Joshua was near Jericho when he looked up and saw a man standing in front of him with a sword in his hand. Joshua went to him and asked, "Are you a friend or an enemy?" The man answered, "I am neither. I have come as the commander of the Lord's army." In essence, the angel stated unto him, "I have not come to take sides, but to take over." In our process as civil servants on this day, representing over 9,800,000 Georgians dispersed over 159 counties, sharing a gross state product of $403.1 billion, making us the 28th largest economy in the world. The decisions that we shall make in this 2012 legislative year should be a decision not to take sides, but to take over. From the Savannah River, fed by the Great Atlantic in the state of Chatham County, to the Chattahoochee River near West Point, as legislators representing this, the greatest state in the United States of America, we have not come to take sides, but we've come to take over. From the Blue Ridge Mountains through the Central Piedmont to the continental coastal plains, we have not come to take sides this morning, but to take over. As we were driving Miss Daisy through Gone with the Wind while looking at the fields of color purple, we have not come to take sides, but we've come to take over. And there are legislators that may ask, what And why should we take sides? Well, there is a vessel docked at the port of Savannah carrying a precious commodity, a human cargo of the least, the left out, the lost, and the last. And this human cargo can only survive if they board the floating vessel of bipartisanship. Our spiritual guidance on this day should soar as high as the brown thresher flies, be as beautiful as the Cherokee rose, be as strong as Savannah's mighty oaks, being mysterious as hanging Spanish moss, but being formidable and profitable as Georgia's pecans or pecans. As we, on this day, celebrate, we share with you from the halls of St. John the Mighty Fortress that meaning to take over states that each one of us is now a part of the fellowship of the unashamed. For the die has been cast, the decision has been made, we have stepped over the line. We will not look back, let up, slow down, back away, or be still. Our past is redeemed, our present makes sense, and our future is in God's hands. We are finished and done with low living, sight walking, small planning, the bare minimum, smooth knees, colorless dreams, mundane talking, cheap driving, and dwarf goals. We no longer need preeminence. We no longer need prosperity. We no longer need position. We no longer need promotions, applause, or popularity. We don't have to be right, first, tops, the best, recognized, praised, regarded, or rewarded. All we have to do on this day in order to take over is to live by faith, lean on God's presence, labor with power, love with patience, live by prayer, and work in the grace of God. That today we must say that our face is set, our gate is fast, our goal is heaven, our road is narrow, our way is rough, but our companions are few, our guide is reliable, and today our mission must be clear. We cannot in this room be bought, compromised, detoured, lured away, turned back, deluded, or delayed. We shall not on this day flinch in the face of sacrifice, hesitate in the presence of adversity, negotiate at the table of the enemy, ponder at the pool of popularity, or meander on the maze of mediocrity. We will not on this day, if we decide to take over, we shall not give up, shut up, let up, or slow up until we have stayed up, stored up, prayed up, paid up, and spoken up for the cause of this great state. We are Georgians. We are disciples of Christ. We must go till he comes, give till he drop, speak until all know, and work till he stops us. And when he returns for his own, our banner must be clear. We are part of the fellowship of the unashamed, the great state of Georgia. God bless Georgia, and God bless the United States of America. Let us stand for our prayer. Our great, wise, and providential God, ruler and sustainer of our lives, we come before you to tell you thank you on this day. Thank you for allowing us not to take sides, but to take over. And in the midst of this great rotunda, in the midst of this, the seat of legislative process of our great state, we give you the glory, honor, and praise because you are great and you are the sustainer and ruler of our lives. And as we go forth on this glorious day, allow spiritual guidance to permeate our midst. Lord, allow us to look upon the paper walls of antiquity and allow our minds to be turpentine with your spiritual protection. And Lord, as we go forth, we shall say that yes, Georgia is on our mind. And as a people united together in this great state, we put our hands together and we give you the highest praise known unto man. Hallelujah. Amen, amen. Let's all put our hands together and give praise to being part of the human race. God bless you.
Are there any unanimous consents? We have a privileged resolution calendar that is before you. Is there objection to any of the bills on the consent calendar, the privileged resolutions? The chair hears none, and the privileged resolutions are therefore adopted. We have a special, very special group we would like to recognize at this time. Secretary will read a resolution.
Senate Resolution 726 by Senators Jackson of the 2nd and others. A resolution recognizing and commending the Savannah Christian Preparatory School Raiders football team on their Class A championship and for other purposes. Whereas through perseverance and iron determination, the Savannah Christian Raiders finished their perfect 15-0 season and won their first Georgia High School Association title in school history with a dominating 20-3 victory over Landmark Christian, holding them to just 75 yards of offense. Whereas the Savannah Christian Raiders have played in 3 straight Georgia High School Association Class A football finals at the Georgia Dome, won their first GHSA Class A football state championship this season, and are only the 2nd Savannah-Chatham County school to win a GHSA state football championship. Whereas the Savannah Christian Preparatory School is the largest private Christian school in the Savannah-Chatham County area, established in 1951. It celebrated its 60th year in 2011. And whereas as this magnificent team earned its well-deserved reputation for excellence by performing with courage and precision over months of training and competition, it is abundantly proper to call them champions. Now therefore be it resolved by the Senate that the members of this body congratulate the Savannah Christian Raiders for winning the 2011 Class A state championship and extend their sincerest best wishes for future success.
Is there objection to adoption of the resolution? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. To speak to the resolution and honor these wonderful champions, I call upon the senator from the 1st.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Savannah Chatham Day. And what better time, yes, thank you. What better time to recognize the Class A state championship Savannah Christian Red Raiders than on Savannah Chatham Day? We are excited. We are honored to have Savannah Christian's football team here with us today. We've got some special players up here along with their coach, along with their upper school principal, and the other players I want to recognize are up here in the gallery. Welcome to your state senate, guys, and congratulations. I do want to recognize Ashley Barnwell, who is the upper school president. We're honored to have him here today. We're also honored to have their coach, Donald Chumley, a personal friend of mine and who some of you may remember, who played at the University of Georgia. In fact, he graduated in 1984 and is the recipient of the Lozman Award. He was the last player drafted in 1984, and I'll always remember him for that. But he has had a great career. This is the 3rd straight year that Savannah Christian has been to the finals of the Class A state championship, and the 3rd time was a charm because they came back as champions, and we are very proud of them in Savannah. At this time, I want to recognize Ashley Barnwell to say a few words, and then Coach Chumley. But before I do, let me tell you, this is a great honor for Savannah Christian. But this is not the greatest honor that Savannah Christian School has had this year. Actually, the elementary school was recognized as the Blue Ribbon School, and we are very proud of them for that. So along with the state championships, this Savannah Christian Elementary School was also recognized as a Blue Ribbon School. We're very proud of this very fine school, and at this time I want to call on Ashley Barnwell to say a few words.
Thank you, Senator Carter. On behalf of the Savannah Christian Administration and the whole family, members, students, parents, I want to thank you for bestowing this resolution on us. We appreciate it. A lot of hard work goes into it, support from our families, but we do it all through the grace of God. So thank you very much.
Again, thank everyone for having us. Truly an honor. I've been truly blessed to be a part of such a great school at Savannah Christian and to be part of Savannah, Georgia. there's no doubt in my mind these young men here and the young men that come out of our school are true future leaders of America. And I can assure you they made us all proud, and not only the wins, but also just their conduct and the way they go about their daily business. So again, thank y'all very much for having us.
I just wanted to let you know that Georgia is not known for swimming. Georgia is not known for hopscotch. Georgia is known for football. And football produced leaders, so Georgia, this great state, Savannah, Georgia, produced great leaders and football players. This is Georgia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good. Glad to. Any motions to withdraw or commit? Chair recognizes Senator from the 3rd.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate dissolve the Conference Committee on Senate Bill 223 and that a second conference committee be appointed.
Read the caption.
Senate Bill 223, a bill to be entitled an act to amend Chapter 4 of Title 50 of the OCGA relating to the organization of the executive branch generally, so as to establish a Georgia Government Accountability Act and for other purposes.
Is there objection to dissolving the conference committee? Without objection, the conference committee will be dissolved and reappointed, and it'll be the senator from the 3rd, the senator from the 32nd, and the senator from the 52nd. Senator from the 23rd is recognized for a special order.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate disagree to the Senate substitute to HB 129.
Read the caption.
House Bill 129, a bill to be entitled an act to amend Article 1 of Chapter 14 of Title 44 of the OCGA relating generally to mortgages, conveyances, to secure debt and liens, and for other purposes.
This is a disagree. Is there objection? Without objection, the Senate has disagreed, insisting upon its position. Does any senator wish to rise on a point of personal privilege? Senator from the 6th light is on. I don't see him. Senator from the 6th. Senator from the 6th, your light is on. Is there a reason? No? Okay. All right. Chair recognizes the majority leader.
Mr. President, I move the Senate stand adjourned until Monday at 10 a.m.
Monday at 10 a.m. Read the announcements.
12 p.m. rules upon adjournment, 4:50 in the Capitol. 1 p.m. Senate and House Education and Youth Committee, 506 CLOB. 1 p.m. Insurance and Labor is canceled. 1 p.m. Appropriations, 341 in the Capitol. 2 p.m. Finance is canceled. 3 p.m. Regulated Industries and Utilities is canceled. 3 p.m. Transportation, 4:50 in the Capitol. 4 p.m. Public Safety is canceled. 5:30 Agriculture and Consumer Affairs is canceled.
Chair recognizes the senator from the 4th, Appropriations Chairman, for an announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Appropriations Committee doesn't meet on a regular basis, and that's why I'm pointing this out. But at 1 o'clock the committee's going to meet. We have one bill to vote out, and appreciate your working to attend, and we won't keep you long. So appreciate your attendance at 1 o'clock for appropriations in 341. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any other announcements? The majority leader has moved that we stand adjourned until Monday, 10 a.m. All of those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes clearly have it. We stand adjourned.